On the morning of May 29, 1919, the world stopped. Shadows grew longer, the wind changed, and then the sun began to disappear. People across parts of South America and Africa looked up in fear. The sky, once bright, turned dark. The birds stopped singing, dogs barked, children cried, farmers dropped their tools. Some people prayed, others ran for shelter. It felt like the end of the world. But this wasn't the end. It was actually a new beginning. This is the true story of a day when fear filled the air and science found the truth in the darkness. Back then, most people didn't understand what an eclipse really was. There were no smartphones, no weather apps, no alerts to tell people, "Don't worry, this is just a solar eclipse." Many believed it was a sign, a warning, a punishment. In some cultures, people thought the sun was being eaten by a giant dragon. Others thought it meant war was coming. And in 1919, the world had just finished a terrible war. World War I. People were still scared, still broken. So when the sun disappeared, panic spread fast. But far above the fear and confusion, something else was happening. A group of scientists had been waiting for this moment. They weren't afraid. They were hopeful. Because they believed that this eclipse could prove something no one had ever seen. Something that could change science forever. A few years earlier, a man named Albert Einstein had published a strange new theory. It was called the theory of general relativity. It said that gravity doesn't just pull things down, it actually bends space and time itself. Most people didn't understand what that meant. It sounded crazy. Even other scientists didn't believe it. But Einstein said, if I'm right, then during a total solar eclipse, light from distant stars will bend around the sun. We should be able to see that. But how do you test something like that? You can't see stars during the day. The sun is too bright. Unless the sun disappears, unless there's an eclipse. And that's why this moment was so important. Two teams of scientists, one in Brazil, the other in Africa, set up giant cameras and telescopes. They waited weeks. They battled bad weather. And then finally on May 29th, 1919, the eclipse began. The moon slowly moved in front of the sun. The sky went dark. And for a few short minutes, the stars near the sun became visible. The scientists took photos, fast, careful, and silent. What they captured would shake the world. When they developed the photos, they saw it. The light from the stars behind the sun had shifted. It had bent, just as Einstein said it would. Gravity was not just pulling, it was bending space. Einstein was right. This changed everything. In one moment, the universe became bigger, more mysterious, more beautiful. Suddenly, we understood that time could stretch, that light could curve, that space could be soft and flexible like fabric. This one eclipse didn't just make the world darker for a few minutes. It made human knowledge brighter forever. But most people didn't know that part of the story. They only remembered the fear, the silence, the cold wind, the animals acting strange, the sun swallowed by shadow. And that's why this story matters. Because what looks scary at first can hold the answer to something amazing. It's easy to fear what we don't understand. It's easy to panic when the light disappears. But sometimes truth lives in the darkness. And sometimes what we fear is what helps us grow. The 1919 eclipse was more than just a moment in the sky. It was a moment in history, a moment where science won over fear, where one strange idea became a fact, where the world changed while everyone was looking up. So next time the world goes dark for a moment, don't be afraid. Look deeper. You might just discover something that changes everything. If you like this story, follow us, activate the bell, like, share, and comment what you thought and which story you want us to talk about here in the next video. I will post videos every week.